Back with us now, Newsweek Deputy Opinion Editor Batya Ungar-Sargon. She's a great writer. You got to read her columns. Batya, it's a pleasure having you on. So your reaction to this, President Biden was in California today. He's talking infrastructure spending and things like that. Is that going to blank out for voters there, rising crime and rising gas prices in California? Are they going to listen to infrastructure spending? Where do you come down on this?
So thank you so much for having me. Liz, I totally agree with what you were saying earlier. This is one of those issues that looks like it's sort of left versus right, when actually it is about overeducated progressive elites waging war on the middle class. You have runaway inflation, interest rates for new homes at 7%, so you can't buy a home. You have an open border, so you have a new stream of working class people entering the country, so you can't get a good job. You have climate extremism, so you can't have a car. These are the hallmarks of a middle class life. And to top it all off, crime. They will not talk about crime. And when they do, they side with the criminals over their victims. It is absolutely appalling.
Yeah, so Batya, to your point, crime is driving inflation. Look at this. In high crime cities, rent is going up. In cities hit by rising crime, people are leaving many of those cities. So that's what's going on there. We're showing you the rent increase by city in hit by crime. So there's that. And Batya, to your point, we'd like your reaction to Ohio Democrat Tim Ryan. He's in a tight race with J.D. Vance. We've got new video surfacing. Back in 2019, he said get rid of bail everywhere. Watch this.
Increases in prices are likely to have only transitory effects on inflation.
Transitory.
Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
Sorry, we ran the wrong sound. We're going to get to it in a second. You know, Batya, a dozen cops already shot this week. 2 officers killed, a third seriously wounded, and answering a 911 call in Bristol, Connecticut. Your take on what's going on with police officers, to your point?
You know, I talk to cops all the time, and they tell me, you want to know why crime is going up? Defund the police. We don't want to be the next person who's caught on a video and goes viral. You know, we're not protecting the protectors, so they can't go out there and do their jobs. And when they do, they get shot because the progressive elites have sided with criminals against their victims and against the people who go out there in the most dangerous job to protect them. It's so awful.
You know, to your point, the man who terrorized the New York City McDonald's with an axe, he was released without bail in September. He was rearrested again for alleged vandalism, and then he was released the next day without bail. There were 3 fatal stabbings within 10 days in the New York City transit system. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and the biggest group of people who are impacted by this rise in crime are people of color, members of the Black community who the progressives claim to care about, and yet they abandon them to live with criminals in their midst, and they ignore them when they ask for help. I have to say, Liz, if the Republicans are not able to seize this opportunity, then they need to do some soul searching, because there is a huge opportunity here for them to represent people who the Democrats have long abandoned.
You know, Batya, we've got that sound now of Tim Ryan. To your point, crime is hitting the midterms, but Democrats are running away from their own statements in the past about defund the police and about getting rid of cash bail. Watch this.
We're seeing states end cash bail state by state. Would you support that nationally?
Yeah, I think the bail system is inherently unfair. And what it does is it sets people down a spiral of not being able to go to work, not being able to take care of the kids. Then you have adverse childhood experiences, and all of a sudden a parent's not at home.
Your reaction, because, you know, minority communities are getting hit hard with crime. Black and Hispanic voters out there, their families are being victimized by crime. Your reaction to what Tim Ryan said about getting rid of bail, cash bail everywhere?
Well, I have to say, you know, I don't understand why we have a cash bail system. Every judge should look at every single defendant and decide if they are a threat to a community. If they are a threat to the community, there should be no bail whatsoever. They have to stay in jail until their trial. And if they're not a threat, they should be released. It shouldn't be dependent on how much money you have. So if Tim Ryan, if what he meant was everyone should be released, that's terrible. But if what he meant was dangerous people, no matter how rich they are, should be kept behind bars until their trial, I think that's something that even conservatives should be able to get behind.
I think he meant the former. But, Batya, to your point,
yes.
with no cash bail, often these judges are restricted from using their own, sensibility and judgment in these cases. So that's what's going on in places like Illinois and New York.
Yeah, absolutely. The entire progressive system is weighted in favor of criminals right now, and it is absolutely appalling. And this should be something that Republicans can really run with.
Gotcha. Batya Ungar-Sargon, again, terrific writer. Pleasure having you on. Good to see you.